Hello, I'm Sarah. I'm from Canada, and I have been teaching at Gige in Mongolia for 2 years now, and I really enjoy teaching all of you. So I just welcome you to come to our IELTS class and to develop your skills to achieve your goals and your dreams. So it depends on your purpose. If you want to live abroad and just immigrate to Australia or Canada, sometimes you need an IELTS score. And usually that's just for purposes of getting a job in a native speaking country. So you don't need such a high score for that. However, if you want to study bachelor degree or a master's degree abroad, you must get at least a 6 on the IELTS. So that's the minimum for studying abroad in an academic setting. So as I mentioned, general IELTS is for living and immigrating to an English-speaking country like Australia or Canada, and you take the test to show immigration you can survive and live in that country and get a job there. And the academic IELTS is for bachelor and master degree study abroad, not necessarily in native speaking countries. It can be in other European countries or Latin America, but they use English at their university. So most universities that use English require an IELTS score so that they know your level is high enough to study in English. No. So yeah, speaking also involves listening because you have to listen to the question and then answer it correctly. If you don't understand, you just have to be natural. Like say, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you say it again? And then you get a second chance. As long as you're natural, then you could perhaps listen again to that question. But if you don't know the vocabulary, you just have to guess. So. Well, native speakers know 20,000 to 30,000 words after they've graduated from a bachelor or master degree, but they might only use 10,000 words. As a non-native speaker, you probably need 6,000 to 7,000 words, but that's a lot. So, okay, let's say you can have 3,000 words and 500 academic words that are useful for the academic test. So time management is very important in the reading and writing sections. Those two sections, you have to manage your time to finish. So basically you have to know and practice at home and in class 20 minutes for part 1, 40 minutes for part 2, and you have to really follow it. Otherwise you don't have time. Another tip is do part 2 first because it's worth 60% and part 1 is only worth 40%. So if you run out of time, you should do the part 1 second because it's worth less marks. In my experience, the reading is the most difficult part. Some Mongolians say, I'm so nervous when I speak, or I don't know how to write. I can teach you how to write, and you use your own knowledge and ideas to write using the words you know and the method that I teach. Also, speaking, Mongolians' pronunciation is good. Usually English speakers can understand the pronunciation. Listening, you can practice at home a lot and watch movies and do lots of fun things to improve listening. But reading is the most difficult because it's academic reading, and that's hard even for me. I have to practice the method of the questions. There's a variety of questions, and the skills for each one, matching, sentence endings, multiple choice, true, false, not given. There's lots of different types that you have to learn a different skill for each type of question, as well as 100 or more new words every text you read that you have to guess the meaning and don't exactly know. And it's academic reading in the IELTS class that we have for preparing to study. So it's just very difficult reading and a very short time period. So that's my experience. Reading, students have to practice the most. Oh, a lot of mistakes are just they forgot to do time management because the test was stressful and they perhaps spent too long writing their part 1 essay and they didn't have enough time for part 2 essay and lost a lot of points. Or in the reading, they didn't finish. That's a main problem. Or in the listening, they kind of got distracted or lost. And in the speaking, maybe they felt too nervous, they couldn't fully answer the question. So all of these things we practice in the class. So it's like training your brain for an English marathon. When you get to the marathon, you are ready with the skills that you have learned, and then you can go in and be the best in the test and have a true score for you. Anyways, that's all for today. Welcome you to come to the class and work towards your goals and dreams you have in achieving the best score possible on the IELTS exam.